I wonder how much of what Zelensky did was on purpose to prolong the war. We know that there have been attempts at peace deals the whole time, and we know Zelensky is the main obstacle. He does not want any kind of negotiated resolution. We hear from Europe with them saying, Ukraine will have a seat at these negotiations, but Ukraine has nothing to do with it. Ukraine is the battlefield between NATO and Russia. Russia wants access to Crimea and the Black Sea. The West wants to control NATO and shut down their Gazprom gas monopoly and their access to the Black Sea so they can control gas prices. Ukraine is irrelevant here. I wonder if Zelensky did that all on purpose, knowing it would result in a collapse of peace deals so he can prolong the war. That's his plan. Because you have to understand, Zelensky, with the cameras in front of him, knew that if he insulted Donald Trump on camera, Trump would respond publicly because Trump's not going to let that slide. He's going to say, you insult me on TV, I insult you on TV.
I don't think he did it on purpose because I think it brings about the end game a lot quicker. All the other countries can piss and moan all they want, and Canada can say we're going to stay loyal and let's join up with Britain. They can't do it without America. I do say Zelensky's going to go down as being like the modern day Yasser Arafat, where it's going to become clear that he never wanted an actual peace settlement out of this. What he asked for by way of the settlement was nukes in NATO, which is exactly what started this conflict in the first place. But I think now he's in like total self-preservation mode, because it's one thing that this war is going to end the way it's going to end, and then what the heck is he going to do afterwards? Because he's going to be persona non grata in his own country.
For our sake, I'm glad he did it, just because we experienced a national catharsis when JD and Trump tag teamed him. It was amazing.
But Democrats have been defending Zelensky.
Yeah, we live in two different realities.
Who's the guy that just said I accused him of sedition? It was a journalist. He says, that's why I stand with Zelensky and against Donald Trump. It's like, then move to frickin' Ukraine.
Yeah.
These idiots who are pledging their allegiance to Zelensky. For the decade prior to this war, Ukraine was a known corrupt hellhole. Its number one export was human trafficking. It had a Nazi problem that they all knew about for the longest times. You can still go. They haven't memory hold all of it on Twitter. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you can't talk about this?
You know what I think is another big factor here is, Zelensky got that Vogue cover, right? It was on the cover with his wife or whatever. When this war ends, he's nobody. He's nothing. That's it.
He'll probably sign with CAA, the same place Biden
I mean, in all seriousness, yeah, he probably will. But right now, he is enjoying the principal conflict is about him, and he gets to you know what it is, man. You know what I'm thinking? How much you want to bet Zelensky was like, what do I do after this war? We're losing. Ukraine's lost. Where do I go? Right? The Russians are going to come in. Ukrainian forces are routed. He'll be removed from power. Here's what he does. He insults Donald Trump on TV and argues with him. And now he's going to have a free press tour among Democrats for life in the United States.
Yeah, guaranteed.
He's going to say, I stood up to your president because he was wrong. And they're going to clap and cheer for him for no other reason than they hate Donald Trump.
And that's what the left sees. I mocked him the other day. I posted the Time magazine cover of Trump yelling at the little baby who was crying, saying that's Trump and Zelensky. And I had friends reach out to me saying, you've lost your humanity. Like, this is their new George Floyd, where they see Ukraine. Like, they can't take anyone mocking Zelensky. And they saw in this meeting, they saw a hero stand up to a tyrant.
It's really ridiculous too, because the whole situation is just Donald Trump is doing this, so I'm against it.
Yeah.
There's no thought put into it. Even people that watch the whole interview, the whole presser or whatever, where it's pretty obvious that it was not Donald Trump being this bad guy, right? Like, Donald Trump was trying to talk it down the whole 30 minutes or the first 30 or 35 minutes, and then it escalated at the end. There are people that I know that are like, oh, it doesn't matter. It was still Donald Trump's fault. And it's like, then there are other people that are like explicitly anti-Trump, right? Clearly, you can look at their history. I think his name's Richard Hanania. Hanania. He's very, very anti-Trump generally, but even he had a reasonable, honest take. He's like, no, after I watched the whole thing, it really was bad form by Zelensky. Konstantin Kisin also, same thing. Initially, he had one impression because he saw the 2-minute clip, but then after watching the whole thing, he's like, no, this is not how you prove it. And Konstantin is a Ukrainian, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
he's either Ukrainian or Russian, and like he's very pro-Ukraine, very anti-Russia, and he still was like, look, this was a bad deal,
We got into not a bit of a fight, but he didn't like some of the things that Robert Barnes had to say about his blind support for Ukraine. But I hadn't heard that he actually took a critical position. So good on him. But what people are forgetting, like, they're idiots because they think this conflict started in 2022. Period. Bona fide idiots. They don't understand when it started, and they're idiots because they don't understand what is going on here. It's a money laundering, corrupt theft is what it is.
From the United States side, from the West
I'd say
side.
from Ukrainian side. Look at what Zelensky is worth now. Look at the properties he's been buying up. Look at who his military leaders have been, what they've been stealing from the monies that have been going out to them. He says, like, we've only seen 100 billion of the 177 billion that was sent to us, and we don't know where it got stolen. I can get it's a little bit of both, but it's definitely on their end. An article in Newsweek from January, like, going through the corruption. If they get caught, they get fired. Meanwhile, everyone in the Ukrainian government is getting rich off of this. They've always been a corrupt country. There's no reason to be in there. Had they been fighting this out among themselves with no, like, big brother helping out the little brother, they would have figured out a solution 800,000 Ukrainian and Russians ago.
They'd have lost instantly. There's no war. Russia walks in, Ukraine, there's no war. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.